I first encountered whatever it was at the public library of my hometown. I had been there for hours, among the stacks of precariously tilting books, dusting and long forgotten. I was struck with an urgent need to urinate. How long had it been since I had gone last? I made my way as quickly as I could to the stairs, our library being a two-storey building with its only bathroom on the second floor. I cursed whoever had thought this floor plan was a good idea. It was quiet upstairs, and I seemed to be the only person still lingering who didn't work here. There is a window at the end of the hallway where the bathrooms are, and when it's dark outside, your own reflection is enough to make you jump out of your own skin. Seriously, whoever designed this building was a dick. I made my way into the bathroom, eyeing each grimy toilet as I went by, trying to find which one was the cleanest. I settled on one and allowed the stall door to slam behind me. I positioned myself just above the toilet, hoping and praying my quads would have just enough strength to hold me for the duration of my pee, when I heard the door creak open. That's odd. I didn't remember seeing anyone on my way up here. No one seemed to be in the bathroom with me. I heard no footsteps, no fumbling of clothing, or mutters about appearance that I'm generally subjected to in the bathroom. I finished as quickly as I could, deciding it was getting a little late to be here anymore. That was when I heard it, the breathing, just outside of the stall. I hadn't heard anyone approach, but I could definitely hear breathing. I peeked cautiously out of the space just under the stall door as I pulled up my pants. There was no shadow cast on the floor, and there didn't appear to be anyone standing there. Listening for a bit longer, I heard nothing else and decided it must have been my exhausted brain filling the silence. I kicked the handle and made sure everything flushed away, because I'm a good person who knows that no one likes to pee in someone else's used toilet water. I turned to open the stall, and there it was again, the breathing. I peeked under the door again, hoping this time I might find something to explain it. When something slammed into the stall door, I jumped back, nearly landing my ass on the grimy toilet. I had just avoided touching it, and I had heard a chuckle. Then the bathroom door squealed open and banged shut. I righted myself, threw open the stall door, and found the bathroom entirely empty except for myself. Not knowing what to do, or if anything that had just happened was real, I washed my hands and decided it was time to head home. Things went pretty normally after that for a while. I spent occasional afternoons at the library, always being sure to avoid the bathrooms. About a month after the initial incident, I found myself alone, once again, among the reference books. As I reached up to replace a book on cellular morphology, I heard a whispering that I couldn't quite make out. I thought nothing of it, given that everyone whispers in the library, but it quickly gave way to breathing, just on the other side of the shelf. It sounded just like the breathing I had heard in the bathroom. I leaned into the shelf, trying to listen better, hoping this mysterious person would finally say something to me. Something slammed into the other side of the shelf, sending books crashing down on my head. I ran out of the aisle and skidded to a stop in front of the next aisle over, looking for any sign of my would-be attacker. There was no one there. I ran to the next aisle, and to the aisle next to it, all the way down to the wall, but I found no one. I was completely alone in this section of the library. I jumped on my bike and never went back. That was last year. They tore the library down 2 months ago to renovate, and I was thankful that whoever had been screwing around in the library would have a harder time doing so in the more open floor space of the new building. Despite not having seen anyone around when these things happened, I still refused to believe it was anything but a prankster trying to get a laugh off my reactions. That is, until last night. I was home, alone, watching television before bed when I heard a breathing coming from under my bed. Muting the television, I listened, and I was punched in the small of my back through the mattress. I yelped and slowly peered under the bed. There was nothing there. Then I heard a chuckle. It wasn't a person messing with me in the library, it was a thing, and they didn't get rid of it when they tore down the library. They let it out.